Let's get to today's action with our market panel. Joining us now, Barbara Doran of BD8 Capital and Eric Johnston of Cantor Fitzgerald. Great to have you both on. As we mentioned, it was a little bit of a mixed picture today. Big tech taking it on the chin. Barbara, I'll start with you because even though that was the case, the Dow did eke out an ever so slight gain here, and the equal weight version of the S&P actually outperformed as well. Looks like Russell 2000 also higher. How does that speak to the action that we're seeing in equities under the surface?
Yeah, Morgan, everybody's trying to figure that out. I think what it means simply, earnings are now just about done. I think 99% of S&P 500 companies have reported. We're now in kind of a news vacuum because people wanted to see are earnings really going to pick up this year. Obviously, the market is discounting the expectation that the Fed is done raising rates and will at some point cut rates. So now you're seeing all these false starts, and maybe not false starts, into rotation into industrials and materials, sort of the classic cyclical names, and financials, and they have outperformed, as has the equal weighted S&P this last month. And given the mega cap tech, how much they've run, and other names like Lilly, I think it's normal to have a rest here. Does that mean the leadership's going to change? I still think it's going to be the mega cap tech and names like that will continue to lead. They will rest here. There could be more pullbacks, but I think you saw the action on Friday and Monday when tech sold off, but then it was a big rebound yesterday. Nvidia, case in point, down 10% in 2 days, up 7% yesterday. So I think that the tech will still be in play, but I think you are clearly seeing a broadening out in the market.
Eric, I mean, the other piece of this is what's going on in treasuries, right? We saw yields tick up, although the 10-year treasury yield's been very range-bound these last couple of weeks. The curve steepening as well. We've continued to see an inundation of supply hit the market. 30-year auction results were pretty well received here. But in general, how much is the equity market poised to, again, perhaps more meaningfully or not, take its cue from the bond market?
Yeah, so the equity market's been largely ignoring some of the big inflation data points that we've been seeing over the past month. So if you look at inflation break-evens, they're actually at a one-year high. So 5-year inflation break-evens trading around 2.42%, close to a one-year high. You have financial conditions that are some of the easiest financial conditions that we've seen in the last 10 years. You have some commodities that are hitting, 4-month or 1-year highs. So copper hit a 1-year high today. Oil's at about a 4-month high. And then, of course, you're getting data points at a CPI the last 2 months, including the supercore number that was quite hot. So the bond market has been somewhat reacting to that, but really the equity market has been largely ignoring it. And really the view right now is that despite those numbers, despite some of the inflation numbers ticking up, Powell's going to cut rates. And whether it is June or shortly after, he is indicating he's going to cut rates. Yeah. And so for the moment, they're ignoring it. But I think that's a significant risk to watch because these data points are piling up.
Barbara, you said that you like Nvidia the most of the big techs, and Jensen Huang's big GTC keynote is coming up just Monday in overtime. So is that a sell the news event, you think, or can you buy Nvidia ahead of it?
John, it's a question of whether you're a trader or you're a long-term investor. I mean, you could be trading Nvidia all along the way, but you've also missed out on a lot of gains. And Nvidia has gone pretty much straight up, which we cannot expect forever. But I think what he's going to talk about is what he talked about last week. There were those 2 conferences, sell-side conferences. They talked about having visibility into strong growth into 26, 27. They talked about the addressable markets being much larger, and that will increase, as people get ideas about how to apply this to new business ideas. And so I think that's going to be another, very positive day. And if you're a trader, yes, the stock could run up, take profits. If you're a long-term holder, don't sell.